Sticking to your diet has always been the hardest part about dieting, but I've found a bit of a structure that will make it as close to effortless as you'll ever get. I've done years of trial and error so that you don't have to. And in this video, I'll break down the step-by-step format that I follow that will help you stick to your diet long enough to actually see results. Good morning. Haircut acquired, dog walked, cup of tea consumed. It's a good morning, good start to the morning. So big talking point, diet. Obviously the main struggle we all come across whenever we are trying to get in shape. Me being a non-exception, I also struggle. Well, I struggled. I feel like I've found a bit of a system or a bit of a structure that helps me out a hell of a lot. And my diet is on point pretty much 95% of the time. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why I'm able to do that without really having to put, I don't want to say no effort, because I don't want to bring this like false sense of like, oh yeah, you don't have to work hard to diet, because no matter what, you will have to work hard to diet. But what I'm saying is it makes the process 10 times easier to follow. I've done it all. Like back when I first started getting into the gym and training, I did like the typical flexible dieting approach. That's where I first learned about sort of if it fits your macros, calorie counting, and obviously I learned that you can effectively eat whatever you want as long as the calories are where they need to be. But I took that to like a literal sense. So when I first started, I was tracking my macros, but my macros were filled with things like, I was eating like mac and cheese every day, and I was eating fast food all the time, and things that weren't really making me feel great. So I did start to look better, but inside I felt like shit. Felt tired all the time, my energy was all over the place. So I quickly realised that obviously, as much as that works in like a physical sense, where yes, you will look better over a period of time, I quickly realised that what you eat kind of matters, because obviously it makes you feel a certain way. And also I found that with calorie counting, I got to a point where I wouldn't say I was obsessive, but in a way I was. I've got a very not fond memory, but I've got a distinct memory of a time where I got home from work one night and I had something ridiculous left, like I was probably 10 gram below my carb target or whatever. And rather than being like, yeah, you know what, 10 grams sound, I can deal with that, I cut an apple in half, and I weighed half an apple because I couldn't quite fit the full apple. So I decided to go for half an apple instead to fit my macros. And that's probably not a good place to be. So I've done that, I've done the flexible. And then on the flip side of it, I've also done the very strict diet plan approach, which I'll be honest is more so my favourite approach compared to flexible. I prefer just here's what you're eating, here's your food shop every single week, here's what you're having, go and do it. And there's no thinking involved, it's just literally do it. But obviously with that comes limitations, because you don't really have any flexibility and you can't really live a normal life. And if you haven't got the knowledge to know how to make it work when you're going out for a meal or you're going out for a night out or whatever, it can very rapidly become this thing where you think, oh, well, if I can't follow it to a T, I'm off it, and there's no point doing it at all. So it's like a bit of an all or nothing kind of mindset. So for me, what I've done and what I've kind of learned over the years is I've taken the best of both approaches. So I've taken the best parts of flexible dieting, which is flexibility and having like full control over your food and what you can eat. And then obviously diet plan is very much the structure and the least amount of decisions involved possible. And that's what a lot of us need. A lot of us need less decisions to make with food in order to make it easier. So I've merged them both together. So I'm going to tell you what my actual setup is in a minute. I'm on the way to the gym now for a client, and then I'll fill you in. I'll keep you in the loop. Another glorious day in the UK, slamming down with rain. So this is a good time to introduce you to the hybrid meal plan, the thing that I like to follow that makes my diet and life so much easier. But actually first, let me say, the reason I am eating the way I'm eating is because this is what works best for me. I am someone who is hungry in the morning, but I'm hungrier at night time, so I'd rather save more calories for night time. So in the morning, I have bacon and eggs because it's high protein, moderate fats, fills me up. It's easy, which is the main thing. I can wake up, I can whack the bacon in the grill, the eggs in the water to boil them, and I can go and do something else at the same time. I can go and let the dogs out, feed them their breakfast, do whatever. My point is I haven't got to be actively making that food. So I have that in the morning, no carbs, because I prefer to save more of my calories for night time when I know that I'm hungrier, because that benefits me better. My lunch is always either rice and tuna with like mixed veg and peppers and stuff, or rice and chicken. I'm on a tuna hype at the minute, so it's rice and tuna. Plenty of veg, plenty of fibre, so that keeps me fuller for longer. My snack, pardon me, is a yogurt bowl, I guess. Yogurt, like natural Greek yogurt. I get the higher fat version because I'm just healthy. Fruit, so I get bananas, dates, berries, chia seeds, whatever you want to call it. And I put in a scoop of protein powder within that as well. So again, high protein, plenty of fruits to keep me fuller, to get my health box ticked. And they stay the same every single day. Now, the thing is with them is that I really enjoy those meals. I will change them when I think I need to change them. So it's not a case of, right, here's what I'm eating, this is how it must stay forever. It's just what I've chosen right now. The second I get bored of tuna and rice, I might go to tuna pasta, or I might go to chicken pasta, or I might go to something in potato. The point is, I pick a meal that I really enjoy, that I can eat on repeat without getting bored, and I eat it until I get bored, and then I change it, and it stays the same. Because I know every single day, I know what I'm eating, when I'm eating it, what my food shop has got to be. Everything is just so predictable and so easy. It's just easy to regulate it and put it on autopilot. Now, the twist with this is that I eat 4 meals a day. So they're my first 3 meals. My 4th meal is the thing that's different. So the best part about all this for me, it's bright as shit here, by the way. I've picked such a bad spot to sit. The best part for me is the nighttime meal. So that is where the flexibility kicks in. So the first, obviously, 3 meals of the day are all structured. They're all repeated. They're the same thing. I ain't got to think about it at all. But the nighttime is where the normal life kicks in. Now, those meals at nighttime are still accounted for. So what I do is I personally have like 5 meals that are on rotation. So we pick between, we have like spag bowl, we have chicken curry, we have turkey burgers and homemade chips, we have chili with rice and mince, and then we also have a Saturday, we have pizza. We get a pizza from somewhere like Asda, we make some homemade chips. That's all, they're all accounted for. They're all kind of like calorie tracked. I know exactly how much of each thing I need in order to fit what I've allocated to myself for the nighttime meal. Or you can go the other way and say, right, I'm not going to be structured with this, but I am going to just allow myself this amount of calories, and as long as I get this amount of protein within that meal, I can kind of put in there whatever I want. I personally like the little rotation because, again, it just makes my life so easy. Like, we know exactly what we'll get on the food order, and then we're like, right, Monday we'll have this, Tuesday we'll have that, Wednesday we'll have that, and because they're already sort of like pre-made, I know exactly how much I'm having of each thing. So again, there's not really much thinking that's required, but that part of it allows me to feel like I'm not following diet plan. I'm just finishing work, I'm making some food with the missus, and then we're just sat down watching TV or whatever we're watching with the food that is flexible, I guess, but it's still part of the plan. So with that, for me, it just makes up the simplicity, it's so hard to not follow it because it's not too strict, but it's regimented enough to give me everything I need to get the most out of it. And that's why I feel like most people don't need more decisions to make in their day, they need less. And if you can make your diet one of those things where it requires no decision making or minimal decision making all day, you're going to stick to it for longer. And I also find that I only ever really fall off my diet when this structure kind of falls apart. I've not prepped my food, the food shop hasn't arrived and I've run out of food. It's never like a motivation thing, it's always like a structure breakdown more than anything. So if you've got the structure in place, it's so hard to fall off it because unless it breaks down, which happens from time to time, of course, I'm a human being, but it's very, very irregular. Like, it's not very often that it happens. My word, how annoying is that camera? Just the glare. Ugh. So there you have it. That is the meal plan setup that I've used for some years now, really, and it's just made my life so much easier, and it's something that I pass on to clients, and I've had so much like positive feedback to how it works. It literally just takes away all the thinking, but allows just enough like flexibility to feel like you're not really following a plan as such, but you can stick to it long enough to get the progress that you want, which is why we all diet. We don't do it for a laugh, do we? We do it so we can finally see something that we want to see. So that's the approach that I'm using right now as well. I'm 2 weeks into my own little mini diet. If you've not seen the previous video explaining kind of like why I'm doing all this, I don't know if I can like link it on somewhere, but go and watch the last video. I'll leave it in the description so you can go and see that. I'm £6 down so far, so the first few pounds are always going to be quite quick because I was on holiday, came back, flushed a little bit of water off, and now yeah, we're down to, was 170 yesterday morning, this morning, started at 176. So the plan, I've got quite a busy bit of period of time now, really. I've got going to watch Notts play tomorrow, Notts County, that's my team. Chesterfield playoff semi-final, 1-0 at the minute after the first leg. If we win that won't make no changes to any progress because I'm not going to be drinking or nothing. But if we win that, we go to Wembley. That'll be a different scenario. I'll be having a good time if I go to Wembley. So that might throw something in the mix. And then next Saturday, I have a country festival. So I'm going to do a video sort of showing how I set up my week going forward from next week to kind of account for that country festival and a little bit of like socialising and drinking plenty of alcohol. It's gave out like 26 degrees so far. We don't get that shit in the UK. So if I'm at a festival and we've got 26 degree heat, boy better know there's some day beers getting consumed. So I'm going to showcase sort of how I set up around social occasions to allow for them. Yes, they're the minority. I don't do them very often, but I still want to do it. And then obviously I'll do a little bit of an update as to where I'm at as well, probably the week after, like a little mini halfway checkpoint to showcase where I'm at and kind of where I want to be in the process of tidying up and getting photo shoot ready down the line. So if you found this useful, hopefully you have, please let me know in the comments. Please share, please like, please subscribe, most important one. And I will see you at some point next week discussing how to set up around a busy social life. I think that'll be quite useful for a lot of people. See you then.